Hello, family. Welcome again to another session, another Q&A with Mami Sika. Welcome. All right. So today we're going to talk about something interesting. I came across a video of a show. I don't know if it's a show in Netflix, on Comcast, or on YouTube, but it's an excerpt of a show. It's a clip of a show. And it's actually an African woman playing in that show, which I found it to be interesting and refreshing. It's an African woman who is staring in that role, and apparently she's married. Not apparently, in the show she's married to a white man, and the session of a clip that was excerpted is addressing the issue that she was letting her husband know that he loved her into complacency. And they had a little 30 seconds, or the excerpt of that show is like a 30 seconds or a minute long of the dialogue. So it starts by saying that she's the one telling her husband, "You have loved me into complacency." Then the husband responds. Now, let me set the stage again. We're talking about an African woman staring in a role as being the wife of the white man, okay? The African woman is complaining to her husband, the white man, "You have loved me into complacency." And the white man, her husband, responds to her, "So you are not a doctor because I'm a great husband?" She answers, "Exactly. I will not let you get in my way." And she continued by saying, "This is where I will be every day after work." So what I'm getting out of, I did not see the whole show. I don't even know the name of the show because I don't watch sitcoms anymore. I don't even have a TV. So I can't tell you, but what I'm presuming is that she was supposed to have been a doctor, or she stopped going to school because she married him, or maybe he married her and then showered her with so much wellness, well-being, comfort, taking care of her financially, materially, everything. He was a great husband, so he provided, materially, spiritually, emotionally. So she felt comfortable and she did not want, or she wanted bad, she fell into complacency, meaning that she did not challenge herself to want something for herself or to pursue what she set herself out to pursue, or to finish what she has started. So she comes now, maybe she had an epiphany one day or something happened that snapped her out of it, and she realized that, wait a minute, I still need to do something for myself. Even though my husband has given me everything a woman could have asked for, I still need to do something for myself. And by the dialogue, I can identify that she wanted to be a doctor. So he said to her, "So you are not a doctor because I'm a great husband?" She replies, "Exactly." Then she goes on to say, "I will not let you get in my way. So I will not let you get in my way of becoming a doctor." Okay. And she shows him now, "This is where I will be every day after work." Then he said, "Okay." That's the conversation continued. And then she tells him, "Why are you smiling?" Because he chuckled when he says, "Okay." She said, "Why are you smiling?" And she, in a commanding voice, domineering voice, saying, "Now kiss me and get out." Of course, the audience is laughing. I know now there are laughing machines, but they're implying that people are laughing and it's funny. Okay. This is another, we're going to talk about that. Then she says, "Stop making things nice." All right. She's the one telling her husband to stop making things nice. And to me, this is the big one. She tells her white husband, as her being an African woman, she tells her white husband, "The problem is that you make me happy." This is why. This dialogue triggered something in me, and we have to talk about it. And she continued by saying, "Happy people are lazy." Another assumption we will talk about. So we're going to stop here, and we're going to note a couple of things that are worth our discussion. A couple of things that are worth, they're actually loaded questions. Even though they are statements, they're actually kind of questions, and they beg to unravel, okay? They beg to be unraveled. They beg to be, taken apart, unpacked. So let's get to it. All right. So the first thing that I want us to look at is the one that she says, "You have loved me into complacency." I'm writing because this conversation is going to trigger a couple of session. You have loved me into complacency. Okay. The second one is you are not, so the husband respond now. You are not a doctor because I'm a great husband. Okay. Then she says, exactly, I will not let you get in my way. So you will not be in my way. Okay. This we can, I think it's a subject matter too. We can unpack. Okay. All right. Then she shows him where she's gonna be after work each day. Then she says, stop making things nice. All right. Then the big one, the problem is that you make me happy. This is some juicy material we have. And the icing on the cake is happy people are lazy. That's a big one. Okay. All right. We might do, I have out of this 1 minute dialogue, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unpacking subject matter. Let's get to it. Number one, you loved me, you have loved me, you have loved me into complacency. Can somebody be loved into complacency? Can a woman be loved into complacency? I'm asking you. I don't believe so. You see, because loving somebody means that the person is a priority in my life. It means that I have a sense of devotion to the person. It means that the wellness and well-being of a person is my concern or my daily, what can I say, interests. What does complacency means? Complacency to what? When a person is loved, the person is brushed off, elevated, nurtured, helped, assisted, promoted, encouraged to thrive, to yield its best. So there should not be a notice of complacency coming as a response to someone who is being well nurtured, well nourished, well cared for, out of love. On the contrary, to me, a person who is benefiting from true love, unconditional love, supportive love, real love, is a person who thrives to do, to be, to have, to manifest who they're supposed to be, what they're supposed to accomplish, enter into the destiny and fulfill the mission in life. Therefore, I don't see where complacency should manifest or should be observed. Now, taking the example of what she's talking about, when the husband replies, so you mean that you are not a doctor because I'm a great husband? We go back to what I said in the introduction, that she's implying, or what I'm understanding of her statement is that her husband did not ruffle her feather enough. Her husband did not challenge her enough. Her husband pampered her too much to the point that she felt comfortable in the comfort that her husband provided for her. So it did not challenge her enough to see the need of being something or bringing forth a material contribution or a social contribution of, her as a person being a doctor and adding that title to the family, because the husband could be a lawyer or could be something else, a profitable, successful businessman that provided all of that to her and is madly in love with her, and he gave her all the comfort, everything she could ever need. So she did not think that it was necessary for her to go find anything for herself and bring home, you see. So her being a doctor is something that she will be achieving for herself. That means that the physical sacrifice, the mental sacrifice that she needs to do to achieve that goal, she did not see it necessary because she had everything she could need. So now, by making that statement to her husband, what I'm understanding is that her husband did not ruffle her feather enough. Her husband did not tighten the belt a little bit. That could have triggered her to realize that, I have to fend for myself. I have to make something for myself. I have to earn my own income. If we talk about being a doctor, it has everything to do with material. It has everything to do with her personal achievement, mental capability, social recognition, all of that she needed to achieve for herself first. Because in her case, it's for herself. She's pleading a case for herself. It's not that they need the money, you see. So there are cases like that a woman will rise up and realize she still needs to achieve something for herself. And this dialogue was in a sitcom, and it triggered people laughing reaction. But this is not a laughing matter. I beg to differ. It's not a comedy show. No, it's a real issues in families where women of prominent men, of people of mean, of men of mean, of well, rich people who have done well for themselves, married the women and forbid them to work, make them a housewife, make millions of CFA francs or euro or even dollar available to them in account to spend for themselves. How much money can a person spend when they are not personally fulfilled, when they are not personally achieved? Each person is born with a purpose. Women were created to help a man. Yet, within the helping of a man, we have to have a sense of self-achievement, self-fulfillment, purpose-driven life when we are submitted to the mission of a man. Because submission is being under the mission of being the mission of a man, being submitted to the mission of a man. In that submission, being submitted, we need to find self-fulfillment. We need to find self-purpose. You see, the example of the wife of President Bush, the younger one, not the father, the son. She is an educator. She was born a teacher. She was trained a teacher. She was working as a teacher. But when marital life called and she married him, she married a man that had a destiny in politics and eventually became the president of a nation. But see, her calling as a teacher was fulfilled. She taught, she was a teacher, and then she was called to become a wife. Within her being the president, wife, she was fulfilled because she was able to achieve that mission as a teacher. And he himself jokes sometimes saying, my wife is the one who taught me English. My wife, because the teacher in her that she was able to achieve never stopped. She even taught her husband. She was able to correct her husband, be it in speech, written, or spoken. She was able to fulfill the gift that she was born with while under the mission of her husband as a first lady. Let alone you and I that are not married to president. Let alone you and I that are not married to presidents of a nation. It behooves us to fight for our purpose of our mission, to fulfill what we were born with in order to stand with our own contribution to our own self-esteem, self-worth, self-image, self-identification. Some of us are married to men, and the men say, I don't want you to work anymore. And we stay home. And what we are doing, we are having children. Yes, we are having them. The gift we were born with, we forgot the gift because we are missing so and so. What we were sent here to do is priority. We need to find, we need to fulfill, we need to achieve before we go under submission to the mission of our husband. Some of us are not even called to be married. We need to fulfill our mission. Some of us are married, the husband, after so many years, divorce. Sometimes we ourselves ask for divorce. We have 4, 3, 5 children. Why? Because the life is no longer bearable. Physical abuse, emotional abuse, all manner of abuse, neglect. We can't take it anymore. We decide. We live with the children. Now, we did not fulfill our mission. We did not do something for our own self. We did not achieve anything. When we live, if we had the bad predicament of accepting a poor man to marry, when you divorce, what are you getting? What are you getting? It's only when you marry a rich man that the law grants you reparation for the lifestyle you were accustomed to. You receive money for that, for yourself. So you can say, okay, I was married, I put myself aside, I made a family for him. Now I'm getting reparation to survive while I'm trying to find myself again, while I'm trying to find my purpose. But some of us that are married to poor people, you divorce. What money of reparation for what lifestyle? For what lifestyle you're gonna receive reparation for? What? Zero. The only thing you can get out of it is the payment to the children. And that's it. Because some wicked men will declare themselves, will even quit their job and apply for unemployment so that they don't get to pay. But the government, the US government has found a way. Even your unemployment check, they take money from it. Some wicked men, some of the people that are homeless, some of them are running away from child support in addition to other things. Some of them rather sleep from living room to living room, from, squatting here, there, than being responsible, having a job, having a place to live, having the dignity of a man. Because if they do that, 75% of the salary will be cut to be given to the 5 children they have given the birth. You see? So the first point that I notice about this dialogue between this woman, African woman, and her husband, the white man, is about being loved into complacency. I'm not in agreement with that statement. No one should be loved into complacency. Women, if you're married to a multi-million-dollar man, all of these, how do they call them again? Rich wife of Lagos, something wife of Atlanta, something wife of this, the wife of the millionaires, the household millionaires that are flunking Gucci's and Louis Vuittons and diamonds and, all of that. To me, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because being the wife of a minister or a governor or a senator, and you do not find yourself, you lose yourself behind your husband or underneath your husband. You lose yourself. You lose your identity, your voice. Your voice is not standing up to disrespect your husband. That's not having a voice. It's not feminism slogan. We're going to talk about that another time. But your voice is being able to voice the purpose that you were born with, the gift that the Lord put inside of you. God who made you gave to you the assignment that he gave to you to come on this earth is to give a voice to that assignment, is to give a face to that assignment, is to give a mission to that assignment. That's having your voice. Don't be laying underneath your husband, a senator, a president, a minister, and you yourself have nothing to show for. Who are you? Are you the accountant that married the president? Are you the lawyer that married the president like Michelle Obama? Are you the teacher that married a president like Mrs. Bush? Even Donald Trump's trophy wife, she had a job. What's her name again? Melania. Melania was a model. A model is a profession. So that profession enabled her to be a neat, clean, polished, always well put together first lady. Because the first lady function has an image. That's why some government have a whole budget for the first lady, the office of the first lady. We will talk about that in another video. The office of a first lady, be it of a country, be it of even in church, they call them first lady. We will talk about the office of a first lady in every facet of a discussion. But for the purpose of this, no matter how loving your husband is, no matter how providing your husband is, no matter how caring your husband is, don't lose yourself into complacency. Find your voice, find your mission, find your purpose, and fulfill it. We're going to stop here. This is the first point now.